Hey, are you tired of the chase? Are you tired of the only way you can grow your recruiting business is just through sheer hustle and outbound energy and effort? By the end of this video, I'm going to share with you some marketing strategies on how you can generate inbound leads for your recruiting business. But before we get to that, make sure you subscribe to this channel for the best online marketing and lead generation advice, specifically for the staffing and recruiting industry. And make sure you hit that bell in the quarter as we roll out new videos every single Monday and Thursday. Now, what I'm about to share with you is exactly how I've been able to help Ben Bonnell, Katie Kelly, Renee Fry, Chelsea Cruz, all generate inbound leads for their recruiting business. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in with that. Now, the first key element when it comes to inbound leads is we need to know exactly who we're trying to attract. Online marketing is becoming incredibly noisy. Now, you're not even just competing against your competitors, you're just competing for attention. And if we're not really specific with our messaging, we really have no chance. So I know that with working with a lot of recruiters that have been a generalist, it always goes into they have the ability to recruit and fill the roles. That's not the argument here. But when we're looking at systematizing our lead generation, where we want to go inbound, we need to be communicating with a very specific audience. So that's why niching is very important. But that's the first key element, is making sure you know exactly who you're trying to go out and attract. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we actually want to be able to dangle a piece of bait in front of these people. And so what does that look like, right? Just like we were going fishing, if I were going fishing for salmon, I wouldn't throw any bait on the hook. I would throw bait on the hook that I know that the salmon is most likely to be attracted to. And so that's the key with inbound leads, is the next thing we want to do is our bait is an offer. It's an irresistible offer. It's a lead magnet, if you will, if you've ever heard of that term. Basically, a white paper is another way to describe it. I'm going to give you this resource in exchange for your information. And that's when the inbound lead process starts. That's when it starts, is I want to exchange a piece of value in exchange for their digital on currency, so to speak, with their information. And the key with that is making sure that that resource is really juicy. Now you can probably see why it's so important that we're picking a market, because we want to create a resource that market just flat out cannot refuse. So that's going to be the first key linchpin to getting inbound leads, is having a resource. That's the first step, right? Once they actually come into our process, the next thing we want to do is we need to continue to remarket to these folks. What does remarketing look like? Remarketing is just continuing to share your story. Okay, so that can be where they've come and they've downloaded your lead magnet. Now we can share some case studies, we can share some of your process, we can share some additional value to help them understand that you're the most obvious choice in the market. If you're doing remarketing right through paid advertisement, all of the stuff is happening automatically for you. And so while you're out there, recruiting on these roles, we have a machine in place that's generating leads into the funnel, and then we have another machine that's nurturing those leads. Because in this industry, what do we know? Nobody started to hire because you became a great marketer. You need to be the most top of mind choice when their need arises. Okay, so those 3 steps is a very simple path into generating the inbound lead. Now, the 4th step is what we want to make sure that we get to, which is we want to get on the phone with these people. Now, this becomes a consultative sell for us, because rather than us going out and asking for the appointment, they come on and we need to have a good digital calendar in place so that they can come book a time that works good for them on our calendar. Now, when we get on that phone call, we are in a position of power. We are in a position of authority. We can control the entire process, and we can really vet out and make sure that we're working with our ideal clients. And that's why inbound leads is so important, is because of the positioning aspect. You are now the authority, rather than you're banging down the door trying to get on the phone with them, get 5 minutes of their time and try to see if you can get the role. Now we can actually vet the role out, vet the company out, vet the hiring manager out. Is this somebody that I want to work with? So those are your 4 steps. First, get clear on the market. Second, create an irresistible offer. Third, make sure you remarket to that offer once people start downloading it. And 4, eventually ask for that call through your ads and have a digital calendar. If you like this training, make sure you come hang out with us in our Relevant Recruiter Facebook group. We have a Facebook group. We do live trainings every single week. We have advanced lead generation tactics. We interview industry experts and guests all the time. And so it's a great place to hang out and just be amongst your peers that are pulling in the same direction. So make sure you can join the Facebook group by clicking the link below. And I would be curious to, what are you doing right now to generate inbound leads for your staffing and recruiting business? This is Donnie Gupton. We'll see you in the next video.